If you would have told me that I would have been this fascinating over the plight and the travails of one Sean Diddy Combs, I would have said, you're out of your mind. Who cares? I thought. Who cares? I would have thought. But this subject to me is fascinating for reasons I cannot discern. But here's the latest one, which I find fascinating. Because right now we dive into a story that refuses to fade because every chapter raises more questions than answers. On December the 1st, which is now, and we're getting into the second as I record this. But on December the 1st, Netflix dropped the trailer for its upcoming 4-part docuseries, Sean Combs' The Reckoning, produced by Curtis Jackson. I think you know him as Fitty Diddy. Fitty Diddy. I know this. I know these names. I know who these people are. I know who they are. I recognize them. I understand them. In any event, my friends, this is what we're talking about here. This is so important. So in any event, it's also directed by Alexandria Stapleton. Now, Netflix calls it a staggering examination of a media mogul, a music legend, and a convicted offender. That alone tells you where this series intends to go. You see, my friends, this is where this is. This is where the story gets better and better and better. And again, I say to you, and I admittedly, I confess, I never thought this would be this fascinating. But nonetheless, here I am telling you this. Now, the trailer opens with images of Mr. Combs at the height of his power, the white turtleneck, the jewelry, as many in West Tampa say, the Met Gala photos, the curated glamour. Then it shifts to courtroom sketches, grainy surveillance style shots, and a voice that sounds nothing like the polished celebrity America grew up with. Oh, yes. Mr. Combs is heard on the phone saying, "We need to find someone who will work with us, who has worked in the dirtiest of dirty businesses. We are losing." You can hear the tension. You can hear the fear. It's the voice of a man who knows the walls have begun to close. And the series features some other interesting tidbits. Interviews with jurors from his federal trial. Something rarely seen in a high-profile case. Back in September of 2024, Mr. Combs was arrested and charged with racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, by force, fraud, or coercion, which is what trafficking is, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Not him personally, but that's the violation of the Mann Act, the white slavery statute. Now, those charges shook the entire entertainment world. Combs pleaded not guilty. Months of litigation followed. In July, he was acquitted of racketeering and sex trafficking, but still found guilty on lesser prostitution charges or Mann Act violations, which is incredible. Now, earlier this month, the public learned that his release date was pushed from May 2028 to June of 2028 after he allegedly violated multiple rules in federal custody, making hooch. Nothing explosive was revealed publicly, but the correctional system does not adjust release dates lightly. Something happened. Something serious. Enough to push the timeline back. But what was it? The trailer then shows Combs sitting alone in a hotel room, head down, staring into his phone. Then you hear him say, quote, "Everything in life you are going to have people that are bad and people that are good. You have to choose your side." It is a line that hits harder when the speaker is a man accused of controlling, isolating, and harming the very people who once trusted him. It gets more interesting. Director Alexandria Stapleton told Tudum that Cassie's lawsuit was a turning point for her. She wondered how one woman, without the power or wealth of a global mogul, had the confidence to go up against Combs. Well, you know how much money she made in the settlement? I mean, she did okay. I'm not trying to belittle her victimization, mind you, but she was in fact compensated for something of this. And that, she said later on, made her realize something bigger. This wasn't just about one case or one celebrity. It was a stress test of whether our culture had actually evolved or whether we still bend when powerful men push back. Stapleton goes even further, saying the documentary is not just about Combs or the alleged victims. It is about us. It is about how we elevate celebrities, how we protect them, and how long we stay willingly blind. She says, quote, ultimately, this story is a mirror reflecting us as the public and what we are saying when we put our celebrities on such a high pedestal. Her message is clear. Idol worship has consequences. Power without scrutiny becomes danger. Sean Combs has always operated in that zone where fame meets fear. The mansions, the private jets, the public extravagance, it all came with whispers that stretched back decades. Rumors of abuse, rumors of intimidation, manipulation, and control. And nothing ever stuck. Nothing ever reached the courtroom until now. And one of the most chilling lines in the trailer comes from a witness who says, quote, he lived in a world without consequences. That line is not about the nightclubs or the Hollywood circles. It's about the system that allowed a man to rise without even being ever held accountable. It's about the machine that protects its own. And the documentary promises to explore Combs' influence, not only in music, but across culture and media. It examines how someone became so powerful that victims stayed silent, insiders looked away, and institutions failed to intervene. Because the allegations stretch back 20 years. The pattern isn't small. It's not fringe. It's not, dare I say, isolated. No. Diddy's story is also rooted in contradictions. The entrepreneur building fashion lines and liquor brands, the philanthropist opening charter schools, the businessman mentoring young artists. Then the other version, the other side, the controlling partner, the man accused of violent outbursts, the man who former associates now speak of out of fear and secrecy and emotional domination. The Netflix series is going to be fascinating. It will examine these contradictions through interviews, documents, recordings, and testimony from people who say they live behind the curtain. It will show the polished exterior and the private behavior that prosecutors argued revealed a darker truth. And here is where this becomes more than one celebrity's downfall. This is about an industry that built him, an industry that knew, an industry that protected him. If Stapleton is correct, this documentary exposes the system as much of the man. His conviction, even for the lesser charge, shattered the myth of untouchability, of invincibility, of impenetrability. The man once photographed with presidents and billionaires, superstars, and global influencers is now confined to a federal facility where he squats over a stainless steel pot. His hair gray, hoary, venerable with age, his beard untrimmed, his expression vacant. The photos released this year shocked the public. They showed what happens when an empire collapses and the person at the center is no longer insulated. The documentary, my good friend, includes unseen footage from days before the arrest. You can see the pressure. You can hear the unraveling. It's a portrait of a man who once stood at the peak of American entertainment, now stripped of the illusion that power could protect him forever. Yet, the larger story is what the public allowed. For years, Diddy enjoyed a reputation built on celebrity charm and success and access. It masked the private world now under a microscope. And the documentary challenges viewers to confront the uncomfortable truth that celebrity culture encourages us to look away rather than look closer. When Netflix releases this series on December the 2nd, which is now, we've just hit the December 2 mark. It will be more than a recounting of legal cases. It will be a confrontation with everything we ignored. It will ask whether society enabled a pattern of behavior by refusing to believe allegations until the courtroom forced us to. Stapleton says this documentary should serve as a wake-up call And she hopes it will force the public to recognize that idolizing people without demanding accountability is very dangerous. She wants viewers to see that celebrity can distort judgment, silence victims, and create a protective shield around a person who may not deserve it. Whatever opinion the public holds about Diddy, the reckoning has begun, my friends. Not just for him, but for the entire system that elevated him. Netflix isn't offering closure, it's offering evidence, it's offering testimony, it's offering the uncomfortable possibility that fame can hide the darkest truths in plain sight. Sean Combs, The Reckoning, premieres today, December the 2nd. And after watching, America may not only question the man, it may begin questioning itself. So we'll be going back to that, and I look forward to your thoughts and your ideas, your plans, your take on this. What do you think of this, my friends? This is still one of the most fascinating subjects, which I'm telling you, it may not seem that interesting to you, but it is. Trust me, it is. My dear friends, I wish you nothing but the best. I thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe to Lionel Legal. This is our ancillary, our little brother, so to speak, but a fine YouTube channel that will grow proportionately and exponentially with your help and with your support by liking this video, by hitting that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos, and of course supporting it elsewhere. But also subscribe. And now, my friends, I'm going to be having some questions for you in the comment section. I can't wait to read them. I want you to, if you could, please comment as you see fit.